Hi, I'm Budgie Scott. Welcome to Furnal Equinox 2018. I'm doing this video in 360 and also 3D at the same time on this pole. Yes, those are silicon ears. So yes, I do hear everything. Anyhow, welcome to the con and enjoy my video. Take care.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, there he is himself.
Hello.
He's our head of registration. Good to see you.
Hello, head of registration. How are you? Pardon me for not getting up. I'm old.
Yeah. And we feel bad. We feel particularly bad for making you miss others.
It's okay.
Wait, what?
I got
Oh, there were plenty.
We're sure. Grab a seat if you will, gentlemen.
Drock, this is Dr. Sam Okoma, aka Uncle Kage.
Pardon me for not getting up.
Oh, it's all good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, well, I look rather round in that. What do you think? Do I look round?
A little bit. I'm looking at
Are we just
mauve.
like grabbing
Do I look
chairs and
mauve
putting
to you?
them around? Or?
Yeah, a
Sit
little
on the
bit.
floor,
So.
grab a chair. I don't care. Do whatever makes you happy.
Drag whatever you want over here, Blaze. It's all good.
Alcohol makes me happy.
Michelle, gather a crowd. I wonder how many people reads your Twitter.
This might be it.
Well, here's the thing: is that there is nothing going on after 9 p.m. except for the dances, and anyone that ain't gonna be at the dances ain't got a lot to do.
Well, here's the thing. I promised people 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to start yip-yapping. And the thing is, if somebody shows up late, the hell with them. See, years ago, I used to teach. You see, I teach lectures in school. And I developed a reputation. At the top of the hour, which for me was 8 o'clock, I'd sit up there. At 8 o'clock, I'd lock the doors. You do not fucking show up late to my lecture. Period. I got here on time. Yeah. If you can't get here on time, you can come to the next lecture. And they'd be happy to.
And it's that one lecture where you say everything that is in this lecture is going to be on the quiz.
Oh, actually, that's another thing. If they manage to get in,
Give me PTSD flashbacks to pharmacist.
if they manage to get in, the very second they get in without looking, I say, okay, at this point, please close your books. We're going to have a quiz on what we just went over.
Sounds like something I would do.
Students used to refer to me as a
Asshole.
dick.
He's a teacher too.
But it works.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, there's things that I used to be able to do they don't let you do anymore.
Of course.
They don't let you throw things at the
Oh,
students.
that's all I want is to throw things.
Allow me to demonstrate. You are the snoozing student. You are dozing off in the lecture. The lecture simply continues, beg your pardon, the lecture simply continues with the dozing student and the professor going up and continuing the lecture in the student's ear. You should see their faces. It's precious.
You just gave him ideas of what to do to his students.
Yes.
I used to use large textbooks, but then I think I broke some eardrums. So I stopped doing that.
No, you basically do that, and if you want, you go down and get right in the face, make a real creepy face. But you're right here.
Is that from what?
Well, it is now. You see, here's the thing. So, a lady came up and said, a gentleman bought you a glass. And then she went away, and then she came back and said, the gentleman left without paying. So, so there's the bill if whoever wants it.
Whatever.
That's a good Riesling. I recommend it.
Yes, I've actually never had Riesling, and like I said, I did promise
You have
to
two
drink,
had
so
Riesling.
I'll grab that one.
Okay, you get that one, and you can pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of transactions going around here. I am not on duty for transacting this information.
That is the
I can
livery
do-
that I mentioned.
However did you know?
It's a crooked
It's
cod.
crooked cod.
It's a
love the
fish.
label. It's a fish.
That's the label. It's a blueberry raspberry wine from.
Is it
Holy
actually
hell.
blue?
Yes. So it is a blueberry raspberry wine
I love it.
made from blueberries and raspberries from Maine, which is Newfoundland. So I hope you very much enjoy it.
I shall. I will not be able to enjoy
I
it
know,
here in the
I'm
bar, but
gonna
believe me,
here.
the enjoyment will be there.
best
Trust me.
white wine
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
Woohoo.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Sit and join us if you want. We can yip yapping.
This is the best white wine.
My cocktail's more so watching him now.
This is literally the best white wine I've had in my life.
Yep, Riesling is, it's not too sweet, it's not too dry, it's
Well,
right in
the
the middle,
amusing
that's what I
part
like.
is when you get to pay the bill.
I have
have a follow-up question.
Yes.
Whatever happened to your eyesight, which is
And I
this
spoke,
part
but
downward?
this
Is it
is
still in
perfect.
effect?
This is
Or has your
perfect.
nerves finally
You
gone
actually
back?
wore these also.
I had laser surgery
It's cold outside.
10 years ago, 11 years ago.
This is not South
You do not want to know how
Carolina.
old they was 11 years ago.
This is, you are no longer in the South. You are in Canada.
I kind of annoys me. People say, didn't you have laser surgery? Yes. Then I got old.
No, I'm thinking about the story where you had the lightning vision on the lower half.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, is
I'm
that-
having that right now.
that's still a thing?
Basically, I got fursuit vision in my left eye.
Okay.
From about here down, I can't see.
They know who we are. Is that
I have like a quadrant down here.
It was
It's
just
kind of filled in now, but if I do this, you're gone. You just, I'm blind at this point.
Okay, so
An optical neuropathy.
as your nerves are finally growing back, though, so you have somewhat restored vision.
It has recovered somewhat, but it's just like a blurry patch.
It's more the brain accommodates rather than the optic nerve.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
But the nerves do
Is
regrow.
somebody order one diet Pepsi?
Yes, me.
Pepsi
It was, if you want to go to all sciencey, an anterior ischemic optic neuropathy.
Yeah, because
For the non-medical people, that means on the front end of the optic nerve got a pattern of the nerves.
Yeah, basically,
because anyone with the nerve is severed, it does regrow.
He was all
1
like, oh,
millimeter
you know,
per
I'm
well, if the nerve is severed, the nerve was not severed for whatever reason. The nerve cells
It's
died.
essentially the same thing.
Now they're not going to grow back.
Just name it differently.
It ain't in me.
It's 1 millimeter per
Okay, that's wonderful. It ain't happening to me, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, it's good to hear Southern colloquial.
It would be nice. Thank you very much.
Of course you remember Eddie.
Of course I know Eddie.
Oh god, the Queen's
we've already
English, stop
corrected
butchering
you.
it.
The Queen's English like we speaking in Queens, New York.
Eddie was already being a noodle in the outdoors. He was wearing his hand paws and earlier his feet paws to downtown Toronto.
Did we ever reveal to him? We took some pictures and sent them to him.
Yes,
Yes.
he finally figured,
I figured it out because there would only be one Southern gentleman that would do such things to me.
Me?
Actually, that's two Southern.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fair. There's two Southern gentlemen that would
904 by the by.
not inform.
Then I'm yip yapping.
Well, here's the thing: is that the original plan was that once Fox Amoore's concert was done, someone would magically steal his keyboard and bring it down here so that the concert would continue in the bar. But we decided that it would be nice to ask the bar first, and unfortunately, they have kind of a little bit of pickiness with who they let play music, because as you know, they have live music here themselves.
I saw that last night when the
Exactly.
BM
So,
were around, yeah.
so they basically said, we'd rather it not happen, and we said, we're not here to piss you off.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that once that's done, there really is nothing big until the dance. And those that aren't doing the dance, well, they might as well come and join us here. And that's the thing is, he was all like, oh, I'm Uncle Kage, I don't have a story hour here because, you know, I didn't sign up in time and all that.
Why?
And I told him, well, you're at a bar, you're drinking wine, and you're telling stories.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
None.
Very true.
It's in a bar, not in a panel room.
Exactly.
It started out in a hotel lobby. The next time I had it, it was, I believe it was also in a lobby. The third time I did it, it was at a con. They said, we'll give them a panel room. It sat about 10 people. So I wound up doing it in the pool area.
I think I saw that video.
That worked.
I was there.
They put me through tests. They tested chemistries in my body I didn't even know that I had. They took like 18 vials of blood out of me. They gave me an MRI, 2 MRIs as a matter of fact. And I was like an entire week, you know, in and out of offices. And then I went to see the doctor, and he's got this dossier. And he sat down with me and he said, all right, I've gone through all of the information, and my best diagnosis is DFN. I said, what's DFN?
Oh, jeez.
He said, damn fino.
I thought it was the. But that works too.
Damn fino. He said, you're perfectly healthy. There's no indication of any sort of underlying condition. There's no indication of stroke. There's absolutely no reason why this should have happened. And my dear and sainted mother told me there might be a genetic component. My little old grandmother, my mother remembered that many years ago, when she was in her 40s, started complaining that her vision was blurry.
She'll be back.
And she went from eye doctor to eye doctor to eye doctor trying to get a pair of glasses that would fix her blurry vision, and they never could. Now, my grandmother, being my grandmother, after the fourth or fifth time just said, "Oh, the hell with it," and stopped complaining about it. So the possibility is the same thing happened to her. Of course, back then you didn't have MRIs, and they didn't have the worst thing in the world. Because I went to see the eye doctor, and he said, okay, he sat me down in front of this thing. It looked like a shotgun, and put the business end of my eye here. He said, okay, I need you to open your eye as wide as you can and don't blink. I said, okay, all right. And about half a second later, this 4 million candle power flash went off. And I fell back, clutching my saying, God damn it, Jesus, dude! Why the hell didn't you tell me you were going to do that? He said you would have blinked.
Oh, look, we have more friends joining us.
But he had a wonderful picture of
Are
my
you
retina.
joining us? Or pull up a floor. Grab a chair wherever you can find. Just try not
I
to
was
miss the
afraid
bar.
it was going to be overexposed. But it's like, okay, it looks like, I don't know, the space amoeba or something. It's a thing is coming out. He's looking at it. See, notice the structure of the and you see how I'm like, yes, science, very good. I like science. Did I mention I had cheese today? And I said, okay, so obviously you know what's wrong. He said, oh, no. He said, other than that, other than the neuropathy, everything looks fine.
He knows what he really wants.
Then he said, well, remember, he's an eye doctor. He's not a physician. He said, okay, we'll explore this further. How are you feeling?
We'll try not to be too difficult.
I said, okay. He said, oh, I'm stumped.
Reminds me the last time I went to the eye doctor just to see if my vision had gone up or down, how my everything was doing. And at the very end of it, she said, "Oh, you have streaks on your corneas. I mean, not on the corneas, on the lenses." I'm like, "Okay, but it's okay. It's not going to affect anything." Well, why didn't you tell me? Well, just in case somebody else told you first.
Sure. You have streaks. Can you take a little squeegee?
Actually worries me because there is a family history of cataracts.
We've actually started building an audience. Have you noticed
Hi.
this?
You now have a peanut gallery.
I was about to say, you see, that's why I wanted to take the grandfatherly couch experience over there, but he wanted I'm closer to the bar in this seat area instead.
Service is quicker.
The service is quicker. That's definitely true.
I have a gift for you for later. Some grape juice.
Oh, really? Grape juice gives me.
Is it fermented grape juice?
It's been sitting out for a while.
It could be from Germany and Washington from a chateau run by one mission.
I like her.
Yeah.
How was it?
What?
The Riesling?
Riesling. Oh, this is it.
Riesling,
Okay.
yes.
It's good shit.
What happened to you?
Expensive.
You needed the break.
We are in a snazzy hotel. One beer at a time. It's all about the experience.
Yeah, I think the hotel is a little more expensive than CN Tower.
And your wine glass?
Over there.
Yes.
I can do that.
Well, I mean, if you're going up the CN Tower, you've got also the admission as well.
Yeah. Or if you go to the 360 restaurant up there, that's awesome too.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's more predictable than a walk.
And I missed out on the tour this afternoon.
I was about to say,
Glass and can you put wine in it?
There are a lot of things that fit that description, honey. I mean, you could put wine in me.
I thought I told you about that.
You did tell me about the tour. I forgot about it.
You can be
You
a
have to
mind
remember.
bird, but you can't
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not wearing the appropriate shirt, but I do have a shirt that says Elder Fur on it.
Yes, Elder
And it's
Fur. What
for-
was
it's
my
for
name again?
Furries 50 plus.
Yes, Elder Fur. Why am I here again? Where are my notes?
Do you go by Grey Muzzle?
Oh, I'm beyond gray muzzle.
Okay, at this point,
I am
this
59 years old.
okay, great. The term gray muzzle has been thrown around so loosely that people have just started calling themselves different things. This guy calls himself just a grumpy old man. Grumpy old man. This one over here is the ancient one.
I'm back.
I call myself Asian because we always look the same from 25 to 65.
It's true.
And that's
He's
the thing.
lucky.
I get to be a mystery.
Hey,
I get to be a mystery man, no matter what age I am.
Walk into a time chamber and it's just click and you're good.
Yeah, basically. I even tell the Service Ontario guys, I don't need to retake my driver's license for every 5 years. I'll look the same then as I did now.
On his 65th birthday, we need to set up a video camera with a night vision in his room. Because at midnight you'll watch his face just go.
I was about to say, you're going to recreate like the ring all over again. Oh, God.
Honey, you're gonna go from 19 to 90 and
1990, yeah. That's what we call in the Chinese language. You took, oh, now.
Why did you invite me here, dude? I just started wine like twice.
I was about to say,
And
yeah,
it's
the
so good
wine
to
went down the
waste.
wrong path.
Well, this will cure concrud. The alcohol is antiseptic. You get it up in your nostrils, and you won't get concrud.
The inner pharmacist in him is like, that's not how it works, but because
Oh, but
the
it
other
is.
doctor says, the other doctor says it works, so I will trust his
Honestly,
professional.
that's the interior voice of every one of us who works in healthcare.
Yeah.
It's just you listen to people who are like, this is not how any of this works.
This is the thing, is that depending on how you say it, it will work. I will tell you right now, I have a Russian colleague who swears by her mother's life that every time she got sick as a child, her mother looked her dead in the eye and said, drink more vodka. Everything worked with vodka. If you had a cold, you drank vodka. If you had heartburn, you drank vodka. If you had a fever, you drank vodka. If the U.S. was talking shit about you, you drank vodka. If there was a nuclear war ending, you drank vodka.
Yeah, but that's,
You know
what,
why it
that's what they
works?
do.
Because you can't remember anything between the point where you start drinking vodka and you're better.
And if you have a terminal illness, you go full out vodka.
Oh yeah. You just stop remembering what happens between when you start taking it and when you're better.
That's how it
Thus,
was.
I mean,
you're fine.
yeah.
It must have worked.
Therefore, it must have worked because they couldn't feel anything after, especially their liver.
Especially like true Russian vodka, which is, more than flammable.
And she kept on telling me that the true Russian vodka is the stuff you don't talk about. If you look at what movies show you, you look at things that you know from day to day, like Stolichnaya or Smirnoff. Or that's the thing, is that you know about this kind of stuff. It's like the American equivalent is moonshine. If you're hearing about a moonshine with a label on it, most likely this is distilled moonshine, watered down, diluted, made safe for consumption by made safe, which is kind of an oxymoron to moonshine in that context. That is when you know that this is not actually moonshine, this is consumer-friendly death.
I had actually considered one of my relatives makes, I just call it basement wine, but he makes his own, but if it's not 20 proof, like it's not 20%, it's
My brother-in-law has made some interesting moonshines.
You're on camera, I'm going to warn you.
Well, he can fend for himself.
Now, I should not say such things because my family is Southern. My grandfather, Rodolphe Conaway was his name. Back in the day, as most young men did, he had a distillation apparatus in the woods. Okay, the story... One story says it was my grandfather's distillation apparatus. Another story says he was watching it for a friend. I think that's my grandfather's version. But regardless, he was manning this distillation apparatus in the 1920s, and he heard a noise in the woods. So he hightailed it out of there. And he ran home, and sometime later there was a knock at the door, and there was what they called a revenuer, and the sheriff. And the revenuer said, "Are you Rodolph Conaway?" And he said, "Well, I am." And the revenuer said, "Is that you're still yonder in the woods?" And my grandfather replied, "I know nothing of any still in the woods yonder or otherwise." And the revenuer said, "Is this your coat that we found hanging on that still yonder in the woods?" And my grandfather paused and said, "Well, that could be anybody's coat." And the revenuer said, "Would anybody's coat have a billfold with a driver's license with your name on it in the pocket, hanging on the still yonder in the woods?" He did 6 months in the pokey for that.
I believe the proper response to that is
You gotta cooperate with the police.
Well, okay, this was in the days before, Kojak and Hawaii 5-0. You were lucky if they didn't beat the snot out of you.
I'll say, and then the response would be, "Oh, great, you guys found my jacket. Where was it? It was stolen out of my car."
My grandfather was not quite thinking that.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the Alaska trooper breaking up a party, getting told that there's someone selling mushrooms in a bear costume?
I did hear about somebody harassing bears in a bear costume.
Actually, they were selling the mushrooms in a bear costume with a detailed description. Oh, he's got a tattoo here, he's got a tattoo here. And then on the video, which is the cops video, he actually was in a bear costume. Which is
Was this Camp Farrell?
no, he lost it.
Oh, last.
Yeah. So yeah, illegal drugs, in a bear costume. That made the video famous.
Did I do a story hour last year? I don't remember.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to
Yes.
Did I finish it? The story?
I
End
remember
of it was you could file another claim.
against your legal fees. Yeah.
I really wanted to. I really wanted to. But Anthrocon's board of directors, who are a bunch of spoil sports, did not authorize it. They said, "Okay, look, we got our money. The legal fees, they're the cost of doing business. Just let it go." And I said, "No, let it go. All right, okay." So I reluctantly let it go to the extent that I did not file a follow-up lawsuit. See, I do what they tell me. That's what they told me to do.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, nothing less. I could not pursue any more legal things. But I decided that maybe I had been too hard on Duggan. So I sent him a nice Christmas card. Signed Sam Conway and the Furries. He didn't send me one back. I know what his birthday is. I'm going to send him a birthday card, too. Oh, hello. Okay, I guess.
Can I just pay this right now? Okay, thank you.
So you had mustache beer in the 5 o'clock shadow.
That's another reason.
She has a machine right there.
Tall, blonde, with the rest of me?
Yes, it's connected.
Yeah, more of that.
Do not remove card.
It's getting there. It's thinking. Receiving. And I'm
So who's local here? Green. Ah, okay. So
He's local.
Yeah.
You can tell he's local because he's Asian.
So yeah, another car drove down into the. Yeah, that was No, last week.
No, that was last week. Someone from that guy, I think it was.
Yeah.
They drove down into the streetcar tunnel.
Yeah, the streetcar tunnel.
Even though there's signs.
The one right beside our hotel.
Are the signs in French?
Nope.
They're big red signs.
Are they in French?
Nope.
No, they're.
There you go.
How do you do a X in French?
Let's see, we have...
You have in English, stop. You have in French, arrête. You have in Québécois, vas-tu faire foutre? And that should be enough to explain to everybody that you should not drive your car into the streetcar tunnel. Oh, a pictogram of a streetcar ramming headlong into a car would probably also be very helpful.
That should mean keep that better than
Thank you so much.
Did Irish Rider drink it yet? For me?
Yes.
Ah, I'm sorry? Working on it.
I get your copy back for this one. Your receipt.
Thank you.
But remember, gentlemen, be good to the servers. They're working very, very hard, and let's face it, this is not the easiest audience.
Well, they've had worse.
No, they haven't.
Honestly, we probably took the best out of their other conventions with businessmen.
Compared to VMware, I don't doubt that.
So I've been working away. You use that term up here?
18-hour day working away.
Yeah.
And I walked.
I see. Yeah. Actually, what the fuck? Oh, almost a year ago. Yeah, coming up on an anniversary.
I had 2 people quit.
The Human Resources Department at my company decided to bring me in.
Funny too, because I was on the afternoon.
My company was having a financial crisis. So they decided that they would save money by taking their top 5 highest paid scientists and just canning them. I can proudly say I used to be one of the top 5 highest paid scientists in my company. So they said, okay, you, and you, fuck off. So we fucked off. I have been working for a company that is 2 hours south of my home. I am a consultant. A consultant, that's a person you bring on when you don't know what you're doing. So you hire a consultant and you say, Mr. Consultant, what should we do? And the consultant says, well, you should do these things. And then you say, well, fuck that, we're going to do it our way anyway. So basically they pay me a big buttload of money to tell them things they don't want to hear, and then they don't do what I tell them to do.
Being paid to be a con chairman.
Yeah, exactly. It's like being a con chairman but being paid. It's wonderful. So that's what I do. Now I've had to. I was staying in hotels. 4 nights a week in a hotel, then driving home. That's no fun. So I've actually gotten a nice little apartment down in the town of Wilmington. And the nice part is, Wilmington is a beach town. Right now it's dead because it's cold. But starting around the end of April, it's going to be very, very lively. So I might start having fur meets down there, down on the beach. But I have met some furries. They're wonderful, wonderful people. It's amazing. You can always find little enclaves of furries in various places. The triangle furs in Raleigh, there's at least 100 of them. It's this big, huge group of furries. They always get together and have a picnic once a month at it's Poland Park, exactly. This wonderful park. And the very, very first time I went, I thought, okay, I'm new in the area. They said, go to the park. But the park is huge. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I'm kind of driving around, and I saw a young lady carrying an action packer. I said, she's got to be one of ours. So I'm like following her in my car. I noticed she started like getting nervous, and I thought, oh, this must be very creepy. So I leaned out and I said, I'm not a molester, really. And she said, are you Uncle Kage? I said, no! Yes, actually, yes, I am, yes. I said, are you going to the furry thing? And she said, yes. I said, oh, great, wonderful, wonderful. I pulled my car over. I said, can I help you carry that? So we're walking together, and I said, oh, I'm so glad I ran into you. Where is it? And she said, don't you know? So we kind of wandered around like two lost souls until we saw a bunch of multicolored, fluffy things in the distance. So then we went. It's a fun little picnic, except it's kind of interesting because every once in a while he shows up. Everybody's supposed to bring something, but for a while they didn't have any coordination. So they would have like hot dogs and hamburgers and lighter fluid but no charcoal. Or they'd have hot dogs, hamburgers, lighter fluid, charcoal, and buns, but no utensils to move things with. It was adorable. And the local people, they're okay with it. Sometimes they're like, we're just going to stay over here. Eddie, I don't know if you were there. The greatest picnic. The Triangle Furs had the most magical, wonderful time. They had set up they had one of these little picnic shelter things here. The next shelter over, there was a large group. And at first, there's always the worry, is there going to be an issue here? That other shelter was a group of deaf adults. Now, no two groups ever got along better because fursuits don't need to speak. They can make themselves understood, and the deaf folk were just completely enchanted by this because they could interact with the fursuits at the same level the rest of us could. And I was enthralled.
Did you get to the story, or perhaps getting to the story, where we had a bunch of deaf and blind fursuits that arrived at Epicon?
Should I?
Yeah, you should. That was good. That was good. Particularly the one time where we had a certain fursuiter who got some rather mixed reaction.
I got... You might know, Amphicon for a number of years has brought sign language interpreters in. And it's a simple matter that we're a big convention, and we have a number of people who are deaf. The entire point of the convention is to be inclusive. At no time do I want somebody to be in a position where they say, well, I can't go or I can't enjoy it, they don't have anything for me. So we brought these sign language interpreters in. They had no idea what they were getting into. It was lovely. But I know, I promised, I swore high and low I wasn't going to dick with the sign language interpreter, but I can't stop myself. It's just, yes. Oh, basically, jerk off, jerk off, jerk off, jerk. I'm watching the guy up there having to...
Oh, what about the biceps part?
Oh, yes. Oh, Bick got me this past year, though, because I was like, Bick and his biceps. Bick pulled off his shirt. He was wearing this tight muscle shirt that said, I love furries under his foot. I'm like, oh! Okay, you win the internet.
That was the biggest boner you've ever had.
Hi, Bick, I love you. Anyway, I got contacted by somebody who was bringing in some deaf and blind people. And I was a little bit upset because what the heck are we supposed to do? If these people are both deaf and blind, how what can we do? How can we possibly accommodate them? But I called up the organization that provides our interpreters. And I said, okay, I got a challenge. If they can't see and they can't hear, what can we do? And she said, don't worry, Vic is what they call a tactile interpreter. He can actually communicate with deaf and blind people by touch. It's a very special kind of, he will actually take their hand and do the signs. It's very, very complicated, but he's very good at it.
It's fascinating to watch.
It's inconceivable. They can understand it. It's like these subtle little, he'll take their hand and be doing this and communicating an entire speech to them. So I said, okay, great. Bring them down to the Anthrocon parade lineup. Every fursuiter is going to be there, and what we can do is we can introduce them around. So I was looking around for what I figured would be tactilely interesting fursuits. You know, a bird suit with lots of feathers, or a dragon with all sorts of big horns and things, something scaly, you know. And I would say, okay, this here is, this is KP. He's a puppy, and he would, you know, and they'd come up. I would always go to the suitors first. I'd say, okay, these people are both deaf and blind. They can only experience you through touch. Is it okay? Not a single person said no. I was very happy with that. So they'd come up, and the fursuit would hold still, and they would, you know, go along here, you know. And then, okay, this one's got wings. Perfect. You know, stretch the wings out, and they feel along the wings. And they were just enthralled. And then I saw telephone. So I called telephone over, and I said, this is telephone. Nobody knows what she is. And I saw him do this, you know, the telephone sign. And they kind of giggled and everything. And I saw them, you know, going along her the horns and her, and I saw their faces do this. Yeah, nobody knows what she is.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it was great for me because that's what this fandom is all about, is doing something special for people. Yep. And that's the specific reason why I wanted to take the fursuit parade outside. Because I wanted to do something for the people of Pittsburgh. Because it made me feel bad. They've been very supportive of us, and they've kind of been very welcoming. They've gone out of their way to make us feel welcome. And then I say, sure, come join us. It's $30. I had to actually really, really lobby hard to the board of directors to make the fursuit parade happen outside. They were very nervous. Okay, this is costing us a lot of money, a lot of effort, extra security. We got to light things up. The medical, my security was completely against it. You get 3 people passing out from heat exhaustion inside an air-conditioned building. Now you want to take them outside? No. I said, okay, yes. No. When you say no, and I appreciate that, but I say yes, and I'm the chairman, so shut up. No, I was scared myself because nobody knew what to expect. We were afraid that we'd get the fursuits out there, and there'd be like 2 old ladies and a blind guy sitting on the curb, and we'd like, yeah. So even up to the time the parade went outside, I was completely unsure what was going to happen. And when I went down with the front of the parade and saw this mob of 5,000 people out there, I was like, okay, all right.
This worked.
Yep.
It was basically walking through the gates of heaven into the holy crowd that was behind.
And I immediately went to the private Anthrocon board chat and I said, yeah. I spelled it that way, actually. But it was great. And the city they went crazy. And the head of the Convention and Visitors Bureau came and found me in the mob afterward, dragged me to a bar, I don't know why, but dragged me to a bar.
Right.
He gave me a glass and said, "Oh boy, next year we want to, and next year and next year and next year and next year." I said, I guess you want us to do this again. He said, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Well, these are all such great ideas, and we thought about them, but I just don't have the budget."
How many crocodile tears?
It only took 2 or 3. We have the budget now. Pittsburgh has learned to pick up on my subtle hints. When I call them up and say, "We could do this really wonderful thing if we could afford it."
So it'd be really nice if we had another hotel.
Okay, that's the one thing. When I first went to Pittsburgh in August of 2004, they promised me that they were about to break ground on 2 brand new hotel towers that were going to be connected to the convention center. It was going to add an extra 50 million hotel rooms.
I'm still waiting.
That didn't happen. They were supposed to open by 2008.
I think they opened like a Motel 6 instead.
Yeah, in Green Tree.
Yeah, pretty much.
What happened was, let's just say there was a change in the Pennsylvania state government, and funding that was going to be available for this dried up very, very quickly. And the city couldn't afford it by itself, so if you look at the Lawrence Convention Center, there's a pair of escalators on the 4th floor that go down to the front of the building and stop.
Yep.
If you go down the escalators, you will fall to your death. It's hilarious. But there were supposed to be buildings there. So I still add my little digs in where I can. When I was still being interviewed by the media, I don't do that anymore. They would say, "So, Pittsburgh and everything." I say, "Oh, Pittsburgh is great. It is the perfect venue. The only thing that would make it better would be if they were to complete the hotel towers that were going to be built here." And I knew I would get an email back from Visit Pittsburgh saying, "Yes, we're working on it."
We're trying.
It's in the mail, basically.
Sorry?
In the mail.
Yes, the towers are.
Well,
Do it yourself then.
Well, we do have the AC hotel now. That is totally not coincidence.
not coincidence. No, why'd they call it the AC Hotel? I don't know.
And then we have Kage hiding behind the curtain.
Yes, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I actually did a scientist. I did an analysis. This was back in 2014. It's probably changed by now. And I actually wrote up a little very official document to the city of Pittsburgh, and I sent it to Visit Pittsburgh, and I said, "I want you to present this to the city." At the time, I was their 4th largest annual convention. We're now their biggest annual convention. But I said, "Okay, here's some numbers for you. Here's what our growth has been. And here's the amount of money we contribute to the city's economy each year. The lack of those hotel towers at some point is going to level me off because I don't have anywhere to put people. And our folk are not going to stay in a hotel 15 miles out of town and drive in. That's not what we do. It's already difficult to get people to stay in a hotel 6 flogging blocks away. The lack of those towers is going to cap my attendance. Now, here's the thing. If our attendance grows to this level and stops, by the year 2020, which is coming up, Anthrocon will have been responsible for, I believe, $60 million over the course of our arrival here. Cumulatively, $60 million.
That's all the numbers.
If our rate continues to grow, by 2020, we will have been responsible for $100 million. The lack of those towers is costing the city $40 million in revenue. And I'm not your biggest con. Imagine what you're losing from the top three. I'm told that was presented, but that's all I heard.
Do you know how much it would have costed to build the hotel towers?
When they were originally conceived, they were $175 million.
So you're already well over, you're about 2/3 of the way there to recouping their cost.
Yes. The thing is, all the money that Anthrocon brings in isn't going to those towers.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the problem. But I have, everybody has their little, like, secret wet dream in the back of their head. When the Powerball gets above $680 million, that's a specific number, I buy a ticket. And there's a reason, because I did the calculation. Based on current prices and this and that and the numbers and all, if I take the lump sum after taxes, there would be enough money to construct the 2 hotel towers that I want. So above $680 million, I buy a ticket, just one. Because if I win, I'm going to have the money in cash. I'm going to get one of those old-fashioned steamer trunks. I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to go to a Pittsburgh City Council meeting. And I'm going to sit quietly in the back. And then at the end, when they say, open whatever, I'm going to say, yes, I do have something. Are you going to build me my hotel towers? And then they will say, well, we don't have the funding. Now you do. Build me my goddamn hotel towers. Oh my God, it's Fox Amoore. Has anybody seen him? There he is. You can tell it's Fox Amoore because he's wearing his scarf.
I thought he was being strangled by his keyboard.
Now, if he can get to the point he can play that, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no. Eddie, you are not repeating that, and I will not repeat that for you. Oh, no. You're supposed to be a gentleman.
I'm sorry I missed your concert, but the alcohol was here and was not there.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Well, they do have long straws in the bar, I'm just saying.
Okay, they would not reach from the concert to here. That's what. Although, that would be an interesting thing. A single giant straw that went from... Think about it. A big straw that went all the way from the ballroom to here.
You can make it happen. I was about to say, you've probably got enough engineers here. Yeah, he'd never get... Well, you've clearly never been to one of his After Dark shows. Saturday at 1, or rather Sunday at 1 a.m. It is a bit of a late. Oh, no.
Are you thirsty? You're being seen to.
He's being seen to.
Now I want a Guinness.
What?
Now I want a Guinness.
He wants a Guinness. This one wants a Guinness.
It's the only beer.
I still want a radio right now for our Scottish security guard to come, and you two can have like a Scot off.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something about this prissy motherfucker here. Okay. I wanted to take care of him as he was doing concerts for Anthrocon, so I bought, this entire, multiple cases of Guinness in bottles. Apparently, a Scottish person will not drink Guinness out of bottles. My understanding is because that's how the English drink it. And I was left with all these dang bottles, and he's like, sniff. No, I'm not.
Yes, I'm Fox Amoore. Who are you?
Who are you? Kept saying, who are you?
So the Scottish way is out of the can then?
Wait.
It's a can, and it's okay.
I asked for the long straw.
It's Guinness. All right, Guinness in a can with a straw. I just want to drive that home, okay?
I'll drink it.
Yes, I won't drink Guinness out of a bottle, but I'll drink it out of a can with a straw.
Standard.
A crazy pile of paper clips.
He'll probably just noodle magic.
I think the bottle, the Guinness, doesn't have the little area inside. I'm just waiting for the can.
Drink yours. Will you watch me drink it?
That's alright. Hey, Fox. Hi. How's it going? Going good.
It's going good. Yes, it's good. I love the way it says good. It's G-U-I-D. You have to say it right. Good.
Side of me, I am. If I wasn't tipsy, I would be freaking out.
I know, right?
And yes, I would guess.
Although with Guinness overload, they probably had enough English people to take care of it.
I remember when I first met this git here. It was at Eurofurence. Oh my God. Fox! What year was it at Eurofurence that we met?
EF 17.
17, that was almost frickin' 10 goddamn years ago, something like that, right? We were talking, and this fellow had managed to spill coffee or something all over his shirt. And he was like, oh, I've spilled coffee all over my shirt. Whatever am I gonna do? So I said, it's all right. I always bring a spare shirt along.
Can I order,
so we went to my room and I gave him one of them. I never realized what a fat ass I am because he disappeared inside the damn thing. It's like I put it on him and it's like how many of him would fit into this? I felt like Doko.
Yeah, that's like me. My mom thought I was so fat that she bought me a 5XL shirt.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, Mom.
Exactly. Imagine my grandmother actually threatened to buy me a bra for my birthday.
Oh, good God. Smack the old woman.
She literally told me she was going to buy me a bra.
I had so much fun. There was a charity show that he was doing at Eurofurence a couple of years ago. And I had been busy and I neglected to buy a ticket and all the tickets sold out. So I wanted to see the charity show, so I decided some subterfuge was in order. Fox had given me a present the year before. It was a gag gift. It was a tam with the red hair wig on it. It was like instant Scottish. Yep. So I put it on, you know, looking very Scottish with the long red hair, and I went in the back saying, I don't need no ticket, I'm family, for God's sake. Can't you tell I'm Foxamore's da? You can't get me away. I'm his da, I'm family, you stupid git. And I went storming up to the front. I said, you can't keep me out of here. And there was this guy sitting in the front row. I said, here, you're sitting in my seat. I'm Foxamore's da, who are you? And he stood up and said, I'm Foxamore's da. I was like, oh. Mr. Armour, very pleased to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. Okay.
He's going to be there this year as well.
Yeah, well, at least now I know what he looks like.
I am seriously going to try and see if I can go to this year or next year.
You should have doubled down and said,
Actually, his mom.
Yeah, I already know a few people who would like to be there. Like,
because I'm about to have to get this. So, yeah.
Okay, that's a straw.
I'm sorry now that I'm done killing stuff.
Well, what do you mean kill? Hey! You're not my mom. Give me that.
Might as well be.
Dad, Ronnie.
Might as well be the way I have to take care of you.
Mine.
It's not your second.
No, that's in my room.
That you know.
Well, the sake is in his room.
Wait, did you just disassociate? Did you just assume my sake association?
You were going to share, weren't you?
Well, apparently so were you, but...
Nothing.
What's yours? You have had a long day. A very long day.
And I have a Guinness on the way.
A Guinness, you gotta say it right.
He's got a Guinness, you gotta say it right. Now I really want Elodie here as well, because she can just... This is the thing, is that apparently she thought Fox Amoore was from Glasgow.
No!
That's the thing, is that he would be rather called an Englishman than a Glaswegian.
I've got a fan in the muzzle and it keeps like hitting the straw.
Oops. So
there is a drop down for affinity for that.
I was about to say, so he's constantly being blown.
Yes. Yeah, Okay, did anybody else get turned on by that just now?
Actually, it depends on the direction. He might be the one flowing.
Yeah?
He is a fox, so it's hard to tell.
Where's our panel?
11.
Where?
Well, where? It's in the convention center.
Oh shit. Which panel? The staff panel, please. So you want to be staffers, why not to do it? One?
Is someone asking, or?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking. Okay. Well, in that case, it's 11 a.m. and somewhere in the convention center, we're gonna have fun. That's all I can say.
By the way, it was this fox here, who is from Edinburgh, not Glasgow, who taught me that the folks from Glasgow can insult someone simply by saying random things to them. Apparently, the Glasgow accent is so harsh. You just have to put a random string of words together, and you will deeply insult a person. Since he's got something in his mouth, I'll take care of him. Basically, if you upset a person from Glasgow, they'll get in your face and say, "Oh, why don't you piss off, you great pile of pencil shavings?" And apparently it works.
Wait, the best insult that he ever called you. Oh, it's on my phone. What was it? Lip-chested cauliflower.
Oh, the lip-chested cauliflower. Yay.
Yeah, that's when me and your mom were texting and you were exchanging insults.
Oh
Your
yes,
mom-
there's the what was the limp-chested cauliflower, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
nothing.
Oh god, that sounds like. See what it means essentially. The Glasgow accent is so strong. You can call anyone an inanimate object, and it sounds like you're swearing at them.
It does.
Very much so.
I don't think I've ever tried Guinness.
And I've learned the word numpty from him. I love the word. I don't know what it means, but it's great. They call him a clueless numpty.
Oh, you spanner.
Oh, spanner am I? Would you like to go outside? Sorry, would you like to go outside?
There you go. Got it right the second time.
You'll be awful lonely out there, won't you?
More Canadian than Scottish.
Do your worst.
You could go sit over there. Can
We got room.
I'll be 27 in April.
I'm kind of stuck and a little bit drunk.
That's the whole point.
And I have caffeine counts.
Who have you been, you Trump splat?
My Trump
Chair.
That was a good one.
Unfortunately, the mental images just put me off my feed.
Actually,
You're very clever. You must be a
didn't
scientist.
Fox Amoore also share with you the different names that the Scottish people have for Trump?
Oh,
They don't just call him. They just don't call him an asshole.
Oh no!
No,
Oh
they're
no!
far more-
They've got an entire dictionary of terms to describe.
It's a fun start, but eventually you just gotta get good at it.
Find my Dune loads here.
Everybody knows who you're referring to.
Is it in the Dune loads? Where the hell do I have this list? Maybe it's Twitter.
Here in Canada, we watch U.S. politics like entertainment.
Wunderbar!
No! Hide that image.
Oh, where is that lovely? Oh, there it is. You can read that, can't you?
Butt plug face.
Yep.
Toupee butt trumpet.
Yep.
Bloviating flashback.
I like that one.
Weapons grade plum. Weasel-headed butt nugget. Clueless nutty. Cock wombo. Shit speckled muppet fart. Bollock chin spunk bubble. Mangled apricot hellbeast. Witless
Okay, I missed that one.
Incompressible what?
Incompressible jizz trumpet.
Ignorant fuck muppet. And tiny fingered Cheeto faced carrot wearing shit gibbon.
Okay. Points to Scotland.
Oh, you guys are realistic.
And that's it. Like some grass.
Hey, Raid Wolf.
Hi!
This is, of course, from Fox Amoore.
He just recorded all that.
No, just part of it.
That's fine.
But Yes, I did get it across here, of course.
Did I do this at AfterCon as well?
I don't
I
remember.
wasn't in person though, so it wasn't as fun.
Were you?
Yeah, I did it. I was in person.
At Africa?
No, definitely not.
During the story hour.
Because
Okay.
you didn't get your first suit until YumaCon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, YomaCon. I remember YomaCon.
Yes, that lovely experience we had.
Well, they haven't invited me for some reason.
Nor have they apologized.
See, if they are to invite me, I'm going to say, "Oh, I'm so grateful. My appearance fee is $1,000 a day, since apparently I'm hired talent for you people." Sorry, this is an in-joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
an
a
interesting
conversation actually we should have because they keep bringing me about you and they want to talk to you.
I think they want to make things right. Maybe
Excuse me, am I hard to talk to? Did they lose my email?
No.
Are they embarrassed to talk to me, thinking I'm mad at them?
I think so.
Maybe we should let these folk in on the joke.
Kind of angry sometimes.
I am not. Rarely, I am rarely. When have you ever seen me really mad?
Going to the Omni.
Oh, yeah.
When?
You had issues with their Omni hotel. Then you stormed past and said,
And then you texted him.
Oh.
and then you fixed it, and then you said, it's settled. we actually thought you really killed something.
Well, we're on film here. Okay, I had an experience. We're not going to name the convention. It was not YomaCon. I learned that there is a vast gulf between the giant, mega 5 billion people conventions that the anime fans have and the little conventions furry fans have.
It's good. It's really good.
I invented this. You treat the guests of honor like, oh my gosh, you're an honored guest. We will treat you nicely. Apparently, at an anime convention, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be freaking George R.R. Martin, and you are treated like a hired talent. You're a trained monkey. You work for them. They order you around. They bark orders at you. They practically whip you to get you to do shit. It was a tremendous eye-opener for me because I had never experienced anything like that before. We had a lovely autograph session.
Oh, that.
I have the shirt still.
No. We had a wonderful autograph session of an hour, and I think all of 5 people showed up.
I think, is that when we just started jamming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that 5 people showed up because people would come up, "Oh, hi, Uncle Kage, can I have your autograph?" So I'd sign an autograph and I would say, "Now, you do realize that autographs are $1 each, so here's your $1, thank you very much." I gave away $5 and 5 autographs.
That seems. I don't know.
At least I didn't go broke.
Here, no.
Tell you what, if they really want me back, I'll give them a break. $600 a day plus expenses. Because if I'm going to be hired talent, they better fucking pay me. How's that?
See, he works for booths, so that he's very...
Oh, I want the actual wine they promised me this year. They promised me Riesling, and what did they have? Chardonnay! I got loud there, didn't I?
That's when I saw you grumpy.
I was
really grumpy.
I wasn't, well,
But you got the Riesling and the sake.
yes.
Because I did.
Okay, the gentleman who ran their green room was a swell guy. When he realized that I was sad, he went down and used his own money to buy some sake. It was shitty sake, but it was the thought that counts. This guy, okay, I drank it anyway, even though it was like drinking gasoline. It was okay because it was gasoline provided with love. see.
You want to talk about drinking gasoline? You haven't drunk Italian grappa yet.
Yes, I have had grappa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's drinking gasoline. And apparently,
just put it in your mouth. That's it. Now, hey, people are looking at you. You're on camera. Don't read anything into this. There's nothing. Yes, foxes have a reputation for a reason.
My dad found this out recently.
Okay, I want to record this and just play the sound without any context.
It really helps land grabs. Have you ever tried moonshine? Well, you know what moonshine is. Grappa's the Italian.
Something else I would ask? If they're gonna make me wait 3 hours in a kitchen.
No, that's not happening at now. No, absolutely not.
I remember they had like.
Throw a fit. It's not happening to you or happening.
I'll let you throw the fit. At least he got up on the frickin' stage.
Oh yeah, that was embarrassing.
Oh, did you ever see the picture? I had this wonderful. I had an open mic. You didn't come to the open mic. You missed it. You went to the open mic. You saw it. You saw the open mic. I'm going to show everybody the lovely picture of the open mic.
Oh, at you, McCartney?
Well, we're not mentioning any names.
I'm sorry. Were we keeping it nameless?
The nameless convention, because we're on camera.
Well, I mean, the convention that happened.
There's lots of pictures of you in here. Oh, here's a picture of you. You open great coffee cup.
Okay. Pull my seat. The guy who played.
Oh yes, there's pictures of you. Yeah, right.
Yes, down that before you go, Blazes. I heard that. I heard that one.
Where are my pictures of the Oh, there it is. There it is.
If I can, I'll be back.
Yes, they gave me a really big room.
Oh,
but they didn't tell anybody it was happening. That was my open mic that year. I was so excited. Notice the cooler, which is filled with sake down. Oh yes, and the autograph session. Here was our autograph sessions. Here's the open mic. Here's the autograph session.
Oh, we ran through those lines and raced.
Oh yeah.
We were racing the autograph line itself. It was a good workout.
Yeah. This picture I have described as Orwellian homoerotic. I am the first person in history to put those two words together. Tell me that's not Orwellian homoerotic.
Maybe it was your story hour. I didn't go to your open mic. Right?
Oh, the story hour had like 18 people in it, which I was astonished. They actually showed up.
You played at the story hour. Yeah.
Well, let's see. That was one of the better ones. It was. Oh, I took a picture of the audience for the story hour. There it is. There it is. Yay. Yes, Uncle Kage's story hour. There you go.
That's like the size of our crowd.
Yep. Fox was on stage. And there's this lady who was just coming in who realized she was in the wrong room, but she was too polite to leave, so she stayed, which was really very nice of her.
Ronnie covering his face sitting next to me.
That's Ronnie trying to wear my hat and looking like a Chinese Stan Laurel.
No!
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
That is fake Photoshop news. That was an anime fan. That's an anime fan that was
Chinese Stan Laurel,
a
isn't
little
it?
dragon.
He's saying, Stanley, this is another fine mess you got me into.
I need this more than
you. Yes.
Oh boy. This is what I have to put up with on a daily basis.
Are you doing it by the glass or bottle?
No, you don't. No. I'm going to steal a line from him.
Kage, show him the picture.
I do not. What?
Well,
What
wanted
picture?
to see the picture.
No.
Oh.
He wants to see the picture.
Take him away.
Oh,
There
what?
you go. You got it.
This one?
Hey, Ronnie.
Oh, no. There is absolutely nothing to see whatsoever.
Oh, they're free? Thank you.
Oh, what? Oh, my.
Okay, that's Photoshop. That's Photoshop. You can tell by the pixels. Look at the pixels.
This was Kage at my first Anthrocon.
It was not.
Yes.
Okay,
And
no, it's
somehow
not
you stayed.
Anthrocon. I'm sober. Look.
You got hair.
That's why.
Wow, now I know how you like them.
That's definitely Photoshop.
That's Photoshop.
Yeah, you like them yellow, clearly.
No, it's because he's got hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then I got this of Tianlong last year.
Ah, yes.
You do not have anything incriminating of Tian.
Actually, that's a cool picture. That's Tien in repose.
I guess either that or he wants people to draw him like a French man.
That's what you call tianitude.
Yeah, tianitude.
It's tianitude.
I literally grabbed it at the end of Anthrocon. Ask him for
He had to
one,
go
he
to
says,
the
just
Yeah,
I heard.
It's just like,
I heard Tianlong's gonna be making an appearance tomorrow. Do you need
Possibly.
Do you want those little
I
boards?
imagine I took a picture of something that was hanging in my uncle's office. I just left from Christian church.
Okay.
That happened. That's worse. Oh, that's a Christian church. I know. It's funny. I find it.
I saw
Oh.
that picture.
Oh, that incident.
Yes. The amazing incident from what was it? Arizona FurCon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Arizona FurCon.
yes. A nice little con.
It's a wonderful little con. Some nice gentlemen. Hello. However, did you know? Thank you.
Thank you. Always use Fox's money to buy my cousin.
Well, hey, I mean, that's only like, what, 10 minutes of the dealer's den right there?
I went to Arizona FurCon this past year. I've been to Arizona FurCon a couple of years. Some very, very nice gentlemen wanted to take me out to dinner at a lovely steak restaurant, and I said, okay. Ordinarily, I don't like leaving the convention site because I have more than 20 years experience of being dragged off site and finding myself like, guys, I got a show in frickin' 30 minutes and being 40 minutes away. That upsets me, so I generally don't leave the con site. But these guys were very, very nice, and I didn't have anything to do for several hours, so they took me to a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Oh, nice.
And I had with me my wine glass because it was empty, of course, we're driving, but trust me, it's hard to get a wine glass in that particular hotel. They always want to ask questions, why do you want a wine glass? Because I want a wine glass. They'd say, well, what are you going to do with it? I'd say, well, I'm going to wander around with it empty and look sad, and somebody will fill it for me. Most hotels are cool with that. Down there, they think it's weird. But I'm sitting there with my wine glass, and we drove to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and I got my wine glass, and I'm driving along, and we were talking with the guys. We came to the intersection just before the hotel, and I was looking, there was a young fellow, maybe about this gentleman's age, who was, like, in the middle of traffic, just kind of staggering in and out, waving at cars, getting in front of them. They were swerving around him, and I said, guys, this is not good. And I realized right away, okay, this guy's going to get himself killed. And it wasn't until later that the driver told me what I said then. I said, we got to do something about this. Hold my glass. I didn't realize I did that. So I said, guys, you got to call 911. I jumped out of the car and I ran up, and I was trying to be, voice of reason, nice older gentleman. Son, okay, come over here, talk to me. Just come on, talk to me. Come on, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. Come on over here. He kind of came, and then he went back in the traffic. And now listen, son. Oh, all right. He's giving me the big eyes. There you go.
Oh, no.
How are you going to do this?
Straw.
Straw.
Can I on it?
A what?
He's
So I'm-
Scottish.
I'm frantically trying to get this kid out of the road, and this Ford Mustang comes up, high speed. The driver didn't see the kid to the last minute, slammed on the brakes, skidded, must have been 50, 60 feet, stopped that far away from the kid. I thought, I'm going to see him die. I do not want to see him die. Shit. The driver jumped out of the car, started charging the kid. And I was saying, sir, look, okay, he's stoned, he's high, I don't know, he doesn't know what he's doing. And the driver turned and said, I'll take care of him, you take care of my car. And he went chasing the kid down the highway. I'm like, okay. And I went and I'm like, okay, I'll just take the car somewhere. And I got in, I'm like, I never drove a Mustang before. What the fuck did you do? You didn't shotgun this, did you? You get.
No, he's a bloody spanner.
You're a left-handed spanner at that. Oh, you bunch of cauliflower.
So you took care of the gentleman's car.
Well, I drove the car up and kind of pulled it off to the side of the road. In the headlights, I saw the driver tackle the kid and literally wrestle him to the side of the road. So I put the car in park, put the flashers on, hoping that nobody would hit it, and I ran up, and the guy's wrestling, and it's knocked down, drag him out, fists flying and everything, and the guy said, help me. I said, okay, I'm a drinker, not a fighter. And then I thought, okay, I remember learning years and years ago that there are certain Asian martial arts that teach you can use your own weight, your mass against the... Well, I didn't know, so I just sat on the kid. What am I going to do? That pinned him down at least, and the guy was able to get his hands down. So he was kicking free, so we were both holding an arm, and I'm trying to cool him down, saying, look, son, look at me. Tell me what's wrong. You're right. Okay, something's wrong. I can help you. We can all help you here. Trust me. You know, we're not cops. You're not in trouble, but you got to tell me what's wrong, and I can help you. But he was like on Jupiter or something like that. He's talking to the driver, the tackler, saying, "You're a loser. Hey, I'll bet your wife left you. Yeah, you're divorced, aren't you? You're not you. I like you, but you're a loser." Well, I'm glad we have developed this rapport here, son. So the driver that had taken me to dinner kind of comes up. He's all pale and sweating, and he's looking at this. I looked at him and I said, "Dude, where do you think my stories come from? Okay?" I said, "Have you called 911?" He said, "Oh yeah, right." Now this in Scottsdale, Arizona. The police showed up and they cuffed the kid, and I then could pay attention to other things. I said to the driver of that lovely sports car, I said, "Are you okay? Did he get you anywhere?" And he said, "Yeah, he bit me." I said, "Okay." And there was an ambulance there. I said, "Hey guys, could you talk to the fella here? He, rabies shot, something like that."
Yeah, probably needed.
Yeah. So, yeah, just like that.
Speaking of which, is the fox up to date on his rabies shots?
Well, this is Canada. They don't have rabies up here.
Yes, they do.
I was also about to say, the Guinness will kill all of rabies.
England, Canada, same place.
Exactly.
I really wish I kept the glass. That would have been like a perfect. Yep. But the thing is, we finished that up, and I went straight into story hour. Guess what the lead-off story was?
About you driving a Mustang.
That would be a pretty good time.
I would have loved to have done a few donuts.
Just be like the Kool-Aid man, drive the Mustang through.
Oh yeah.
Drag the kid with you as well. He's still stoned. Hey guys, look, I got my story right here.
Let's make a story.
I am never going to forget the very, very first Arizona FurCon because, okay, I'm an emergency services guy, and I thought I had seen every weather disaster there is. But I showed up down there, and I hadn't been there 10 minutes when my phone and everybody else's phone starts sounding a warning. And I pull the phone out, and it says, dust storm warning. I'm like, I've never seen one of these. This is so cool. And they're, no, Kage, stay inside. No, I gotta go see this. Stay inside. You don't want to see this. I'm like, but I want to see the dust storm. No, you don't. No, you don't. I said, but I've never seen one. You're not going to. Stay inside. I never got to see it, and I was very, very upset. But they told me afterward, imagine a bunch of inebriated monkeys attacking you with 40 grit sandpaper. I said, that's kind of hot. And I was even madder that I didn't get to see it. Because that's been like a long-standing fantasy of mine.
So, do you still have that message on your phone?
Which one?
The one about the emergency sandstorm.
Oh no, it expired. They don't keep them, unfortunately.
That's a shame. Yeah, that's one you want to keep as a souvenir. Because it's something we don't see anymore.
I should have taken a screenshot. Yeah. Don't go put your balls on that chair.
Helping me save the seats.
Okay, it all depends on who's sitting on the chair.
I'm sure he won't mind.
You know, I remember this fine fox here, he was visiting me, and he got on this Facebook time that you kids use, and he said, oh, I'm going to talk to Ma and Da. I thought, oh, okay, great. So he brings up Ma and Da in Scotland, and there's Da, and he pans over, and there's Ma, and she's got a big glass of wine. I'm like, oh, I like her. I like her a lot. Has she and my mom ever gotten together, like, without the guy? Okay, all right.
I was going to say, didn't they do that at InterCon this past year?
Did they?
Yes, we did. Yes, they did. Remember the police?
Whoa.
Yes, I do. That was a ruckus.
That was them.
That was them. Oh, that was it. I was wondering what the party lights were all for.
Okay, you guys are laughing like this is funny. This happens to me all the time. I'll be sitting with my security crew, and we're having a nice quiet drink, and they'll start talking. They'll say, hey, remember that meth addict that showed up naked in 2014? It was like urinating on fursuiters. What the? What? When? That was, no, 2015. That was 2015. But why didn't you tell me? They'll say, we took care of it. But you should have told me. It would have only upset you, they say. So on one hand, I like my security. On the other hand, they don't upset me. And I kind of think I should be upset. You know, just on principle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. Did I ever get my shirt back from you? I can't remember. You still have it? You use it as a tent, don't you? The shirt that I gave him at Eurofurniture when he spilled coffee. Nothing. He spilled. Don't you remember? He spilled coffee on his shirt, so I gave him one of my dress shirts, but he disappeared into it because I'm a fat fuck. No. Okay, first off, yeah, he's like. I'm like twice the man he is. Moreover, I never realized I was such a fat fuck until he was wearing my shirt. I'm like, dude, Jesus Christ. You were just a wee scrap of a lad then, weren't you?
Aye.
Still am.
Aye. I mean,
Arf.
Yes.
Arf.
Yes, I love when fursuiters do that. They're like, yes, English. Oh wait, I'm a fox. Oh, what noise do I make? You're supposed to break into the song. What does the fox say?
No.
No.
See, it's very difficult at Eurofurniture because fursuiters come up, and it's like, oh, du bist so schön. Ich liebe diesen suit. And they say, I'm English, mate. It's like, oh, fuck you. Be German. How dare you?
Take him away.
Apparently, Fox thinks I say that, and I don't know where he gets it from.
Skeletor.
He calls you Skeletor.
There's a resemblance.
I was about to say,
suppose.
you've heard that before. It's
Yeah.
not new to you.
And then at that con that we weren't naming.
Now, are you aware of the first paid costume appearance I ever made? In 1982, I was looking for a summer job, and I went to a little employment agency at the local mall, and I walked in and I said, hi, I would like, there's a Monty Python sketch that does this. I started talking, the lady looked up and said, how tall are you? I said, 5'10". I was looking for her. She said, what's your shoe size? I said, 10 and a half. And she said, do you like to wear costumes? I said, I've been known to. So,
Have a nice night, Kage.
good night. In June and July of 1982, I had my first paid costuming gig. I worked for Mattel Corporation, who was doing a traveling show. I was He-Man. I played He-Man for 2 months. Mom's got pictures somewhere. It's Mom. They're somewhere, yeah? It was like 80 pounds of foam rubber muscle, but it worked.
Work on that slowly. I'll be right back.
Okay. Don't. I will tweak your ear. Don't. I'll do it.
No, after the other one, because I was.
You see, it really, really sucks when you're my age and you've got you kids around and you say, oh yes, back in 1979, there's going to be some motherfucker that says, I wasn't even born yet.
Wait, there was a sentence.
Are you not a student of music?
Yeah, we try and forget that.
Yes.
Too many drugs that year.
It was called disco. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. We're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Yeah. Yeah.
I am wearing the bell bottoms.
You are, oh my fucking God, you're wearing bell bottoms. Get thee hence. Who's wearing goddamn bell bottoms? You're a throwback. Hey.
Definitely.
Disco represent.
At least I'm not wearing the platform shoes to go with them.
I used to have, I don't have them anymore. When I was a youngster, I had shirts where the collars came out past the shoulders. I did. We thought that was cool.
Oh, and the tie about this wide.
Oh, I didn't wear ties then.
Oh, you didn't wear ties then. Okay.
You see, how did it get to be 10:30? God damn it.
Got distracted.
That's a long story hour.
Just
a lot of
good
drinking.
story hour.
We hear you like to drink. You weren't there for that one. Who's the tall guy? Oh, that's it. No, that's it. So has anybody got any stories you want to hear? Either from me or him.
Oh, God.
Apparently not. We're done.
You're gonna go drink now?
What? Well, we're drinking here.
You gonna drink more?
Well, we can drink more. We can do that right here. Book some more. I thought it was because you were Scottish. You say Amoore. It's a joke. Fox Amoore. Yes, and I will personally kick in the balls the next person I hear calls you Fox Amoore. I have heard that. It's like, no! He's not a goddamn eel. Mexico. See? My name is Jose.
There's so many stories about Mexico. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, how about just talk about this?
Okay. So
the tortilla guy.
The tortilla guy. So in Mexico, there's a lot of checkpoints, especially when you go between state to state. And the police actually have like assault rifles. So we were kind of nervous at that point, and we had to put the window down to show our ID. At that moment, this guy selling like huge tortillas noticed us. He must have seen like we weren't Mexican or something. He's like, "Oh, they must have money." So he started running towards us like the T-1000. And he was still running after us, shaking tortillas at us, like you buy tortillas. And it wouldn't stop. He kept on following us.
This is at a police checkpoint.
Yes.
At a police checkpoint, and the police were watching and laughing.
This must be the way they haze the foreigners.
Right, yeah.
Go get Jose. He will try to sell tortillas to them.
Every police checkpoint, they're selling tortillas and waters and dried fruits, and they are chasing after your car at every police checkpoint. This happened 5 times.
It's kind of ridiculous. It was fun.
Okay. I thought I'd seen it all, but okay.
And we had these nightmares. Like he's actually still chasing us. Like we wake up in somewhere else, and he's like out the window, still following us.
You'll look out there, and his face will be pressed to the tortilla.
Like I'm half expecting to be out there right now. The tortillas. Like he might be. Did you get a picture?
Oh, you got a picture?
Yeah.
You took a picture of the tortilla man. Oh my God, you are such a tourist.
Because he was getting into it. He was great. Like, yay.
Okay, were you wearing the fursuit at the time?
No. I was the only one to bring their fursuit.
Yeah, I heard about that. How did you manage to leave your fursuit hid behind, Pepper Coyote?
Because no one told me.
What?
I didn't lose it. I just forgot it.
They were not supposed to be bringing fursuits, and all of a sudden they showed up in there. So he's like, it's fine.
Okay, the line he would forget his head if it was a cadet.
It was funny though because they all got checked by Mexican customs and they got straight to it. Especially when you're like, oh, you look at his head going down. Say? But you're like, eh.
You're still gonna go.
Oh, and that's when they go. Oh yeah, that was a good trip.
It sounds like a trip, all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, we're doing a panel at the LFC. Just tell me.
We got lots of Mexican candy together.
Hey Fox, would you happen to have a 7.1 surround sound version of the Abbey Road studio?
Come find me?
Yeah.
7.1 I'm not sure. I think it was recorded in that format, but it wasn't mixed down like that, so I probably do have it somewhere.
I'd be listening to him talk Scottish all evening. I could just give him a grocery list to read.
It's because I've had drinks, like it actually comes out there.
I'd love to hear the
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
that would be a selling you could probably sell that too.
It's got balls.
Stage 4.
No, these are beans, these are claws. You have to learn the terminology. You're the only one allowed to do that.
I'd rather do it to myself.
I have to point out you're shedding on yourself. I just have to tell you.
Yeah, I said it.
You're wearing a black shirt. Never mind. Do I need one more glass?
Summer cold.
Dude, you're in Toronto. There is no summer coat up here. It's minus 2 degrees Celsius out there, don't you know?
That sounds good, right?
Yeah. You go out to the -2°C temperatures and have a glass of poutine and watch a curling match because we're all buddies here in Canada, eh? Yes, come here and enjoy
You haven't seen the temperatures at my cottage.
And where is that?
4 hours north of this city.
There is nothing 4 hours north of this city. It's called the Arctic Circle.
Exactly.
Ah, I see. Arctic Con. Okay.
Exactly. The coldest I've seen it get at my cottage is -39°C.
That's almost the same in Fahrenheit.
That's like a Scotch summer.
No, it's not wet. See, here's the thing.
Well, it is wet, it's just frozen wet.
The singular time that I had the pleasure of visiting your country, it was warm and toasty and bright sunshine.
Yeah.
So I started thinking that people were lying to me.
That's because I wasn't there, I guess.
Well, it was Edinburgh. And that was the daytime. Then at night, I believe you call it the Har, came in. Okay, if you guys don't know what Scottish fog is, Scottish fog is a solid. It's not suspended water pulp. It's natural gelatinous material. I was in a phone booth. They used to have those, and I was looking out. All I could see was this sea of like milky white. I thought, well, okay, I know that I'm on the street where my hotel is. It took me half an hour because I had to go feeling my way along the fence, because if I'd stepped 3 feet away from the fence, I would have been in the middle of nowhere and had no idea where I was. Cars were driving by. They had their headlights on, but I couldn't see them. I could only hear them. And I had to go up, walk up to each building. No, that's not it. Until I found my hotel. I have never seen the like. And I went inside. That was the year. That was the year that strange thing happened to my eye. Did I ever tell you about that?
What happened to your eye?
Funny you should ask. I was wrapping up. I was doing a whirlwind trip for work. I had audited 8 laboratories in 7 days. I ended it in Edinburgh. I'd been traveling. I was pretty exhausted, and I woke up, and I happened to look in the mirror, and I noticed that my left eye, the part that's white, was bright, glowing blood red. The entire thing. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, I am reasonably certain it didn't look like that when I went to sleep. It didn't. It felt like a little pressury, but it was like, all you saw was just brilliant red with this pupil in the middle of it. So I went down to the front desk, and I said to the lady, excuse me, miss, could you tell me if there's a doctor or medical clinic that might be open right now? And she looked rather horrified, and she said, this wouldn't be about your eye, would it? And I said, no, I hurt my shoulder. What's wrong with my eye? Well, she gave me the name, Mayfair Clinic, that was the name, Mayfair Clinic. So she gave me the address, and she said she would call me a cab. And the cab came along, and I went, and I said, hello sir, I'd like to go to the Mayfair Clinic. And he said, this wouldn't be about your eye, would it? And I said, yes, actually, you catch on quick in these parts, don't you? So I got in the car. I love cabs in Great Britain. They're not like we have here. They're nice. And he drove me to this like burned out shell of a building. And I said, is this it? He said, well, this is the address you gave me. And I got out and I'm like, I don't think this is the Mayfair Clinic. And there was a nice gentleman who was walking his dog, and I said, excuse me, sir, I'm looking for the Mayfair Clinic.
Yeah,
And he said, this wouldn't, I said, my eye, yes, I'm here to have my eye looked at. He said, oh, they've moved. They're just down the road. You've got to turn right and you'll find it there. So I told the cab driver, thank you, I'm just going to go down the road and turn right and I'll find it there. So I went in, and there was a nice lady there, and she said, can I help you? And I said, yes, it's about my eye. I'd like to see the doctor. She said, all right, have a seat. So I sat down, and a while later she came out and she said, Dr. K will see you now. I'm like, wait a minute, Dr. K is my doctor in Philadelphia. He's come all the way over here to take care of me. So I went, okay, before I met Fox Amoore's doc, I thought I had seen the most Scottish man in the world. Like Sean Connery came in. He says, I'm Dr. K. Sit down. So I sat down. He says, all right. He gets this big reflector thing they use. He says, all right, look up. Look down. Now look to the left. Oh, it's just as I thought. It's just your average subconjunctival hemorrhage. It'll go away in its own. 60 quid, pay the lady on the way out. Like, so do I need to do anything? I said, no, it'll go away on its own. Pay the lady on the way out, 60 quid. So I gave the lady my 60 quid, which was like $1 million US at the time. Well, I had to travel from Glasgow back to London. Well, here's the thing. You know how I dress. With the hat and the coat and the blood red eye. I had a private seat on the London Underground with like a 4-foot radius around me. I looked like an anime supervillain. I would just sit there happily, and somebody would sit next to me. I'd just turn and look at them, and they'd get up and go away.
He is
showing off. Oh my! What is you? Your glasses are empty.
I guess. Fox Amoore's got this really long straw and he keeps reaching it over.
You've been sipping out of my
He is a
glass.
fox. They are always naturally scheming.
Yes, it has been shown scientifically.
Yes.
It has been shown scientifically. And this is an article that you will find in Nature. Scientists have determined that foxes are the sneakiest fuckers in the animal kingdom. And they're ticklers too.
Apparently so are angel dragons.
That I don't know about.
Tickle me and find out.
Later.
Yeah, I guess it's right there.
Now, all right. I'm going to apologize to everybody on account of I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning to come here, and I had to cross so many time zones that I wound up in the same time zone. That's how it works. So I'm just going to take my little presents here.
How many did you get while I was away?
Not a lot.
Just hide.
And I'm just gonna go up and sit in my room and contemplate the infinite. So I'll see all of you tomorrow.
He lives in your person.
And that was recorded, I believe.
That's alright. I'm gonna give him a hug.
That was cute.
Alright. Oh, I can kiss. I didn't get a kiss on the box, I might add.
I love you more.
Obviously, he doesn't like me.
Give him a kiss.
Okay, that's close enough.
Can I put a straw in you? I might be able to do it that way.
He wants to suck you, is what he's saying, right?
No!
Never mind. Alright, show me where my room is. I can't remember.
Hi, thank you again for watching my video in 3D and 360. Hope you enjoyed the coverage of Furnal Equinox 2018 at the Westin Harbour Castle, downtown Toronto. It was an excellent weekend, and a lot more busier here than it was Thursday night. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you again for watching. Cheers.